Hello everyone, this is Vrushali. In previous session we discussed about project planning process and scope management with example. I have mentioned complete software engineering subject playlist link in below description box. Now in today's session we will discuss the next important topic, that is project scheduling. Let's start the session. In this session, we will discuss issues in project management, about project scheduling, principles and techniques of project scheduling, and some important questions that have asked in previous year question paper. Let's see all these points one by one. Now, while generating or developing a particular project, there are some issues have occurred. Sometimes your project is not completed on schedule. Due to some changing customer requirements affect on schedule, there are some technical difficulties or miscommunication between different stakeholders. Or sometimes essential software and hardware may be delivered late in particular project. In large project, software engineer perform multiple tasks parallelly. There are task interdependencies or complex project is there. Or sometimes in some software models, risk is not considered at the beginning of particular project. So these are the different reasons. That's why your project is not completed on schedule. So to solving all these type of issues, project scheduling is there. Now let's understand what is project scheduling. Basically, project scheduling this activity performed by project manager in planning phase of software development lifecycle. Project manager separate your total project into different activities. Basically, they create a work breakdown structure. In previous session, we discussed work breakdown structure in detail. For example, as a software development lifecycle, project manager divide your project in different activities like requirement gathering, designing, development, testing in this way. After that, project manager provide time and resources to each and every activity. They provide start and end date of each and every activity. So basically this is called as project scheduling. Project scheduling schedule your particular activity in particular time period. Effective project scheduling leads the success of project, they reduced cost and increase customer satisfaction because you deliver your project within a timeline, within a deadline. So this is called as project scheduling. Now, the next topic is project scheduling process. So, firstly, project manager identify all the modules required for completing a particular project and divide those modules into different small activities. Means as a project development life cycle, they divide a particular process in different tasks like requirement gathering. Under requirement gathering, there is a sub activities like for interview, then a survey, then a group discussion. Then after that designing phase. So under design there is architectural design, structural design. After that development, then testing, different types of testing. So they divide this complete structure. After that, they find out dependency among various activities. Means designer send output to the developer team. Means there is a dependency between those activities, right? After that, they allocated resources like software and hardware resources to each and every activities. Then they assign people to conduct different activities. They assign particular team member for designer team, for developer team, tester team to particular project. Then after that, they plan beginning and ending date of different activities. And after creating this all information, they mention this information in graphical format. For that purpose, they use activity network or bar or Gantt charts for visualization purpose. So this is the process of project scheduling. Now, the next topic is basic principles of project scheduling. The first principle is compartmentalization. Means your complete project divide into number of manageable activities. Some small project required small number of activities. They required not much requirement gathering, not much designing. But when there is a large and complex project, there is a detailed design, detailed development is required. So according to that, they divide your project into manageable activities and tasks. Second principle is interdependency. They find out which tasks occur in sequence or which tasks occur in parallel. Next one is a time allocation. So project manager assigns specific time period, the start date and end date of each and every activity. When design phases start, when design phases end, after that when development phases start and their end date. So they mention start and end date. Next one is a effort validation. So basically project manager allocate number of people for performing a particular task in particular team. Then define responsibilities. So every software team having a particular responsibilities according to the phase of software development lifecycle. Then define outcome. See, every phase having a particular outcome. Requirement gathering phase having a outcome that they collect the requirement and mention in SRS document. Then designer team also having a particular outcome. They mention overall design flow of particular project in this way. So every outcome mentioned in particular phases and sent forward to the next phase. Then define milestone. So basically every task should be associated with project milestone. Means after completing every phase, they take a customer feedback from there. They check that whether it is quality or accurate output is generated or not. So after acceptance of customer, project milestone is there. So these are the principles of project scheduling. Now, the next topic is project scheduling techniques. Basically, there are total 5 project scheduling techniques. The first one is a critical path method. So basically, this method is used to determine both longest and shortest possible time for completing a particular project. They check interdependency between the tasks and allocate the time according to this. Let's take the example. Suppose in particular project there are 4 tasks like A, B, C and D. Now B and D, these 2 tasks have performed only after completing A task, right? And second thing is C task have performed anytime. There is no any restrictions, right? But suppose while performing the task, the A task get delay due to some reason. So at that time B and D, this task also get delay because this B and D task completed only after A task, right? So this is called as critical task. So this is a responsibility of project manager. Identify and separate independent tasks or independent variables and assign time according to this. This is called as critical path method. The second method is program evaluation and review technique. Basically, project manager schedule complete flow of tasks in particular project and estimate total time required for particular project. For that purpose, PERT charts are used for visual representation purpose. See here in this diagram, this is a PRT chart. Where is the start? After start, task 1, task 3, task 7 and task 9 are performed. So this is a serial transaction or sequential these tasks are performed. These tasks are depend on with each other, right? This arrow shows the how many tasks are performed and after completing which task have performed. Then next one is a task 2, task 4 have performed. So task 6 and task 5, they are not dependent on with each other, right? So basically they identify dependencies between different activities. And PRT method calculate optimistic time like quickest time for completing a particular project, pessimistic time means longest time required for completing a particular project and most likely time means how long it will take to finish your project. So after calculating this value put up in this equation. So they calculate a overall time required for completing a particular project. Now, the second and most popular technique is Gantt chart. Basically, project manager use Gantt chart method for planning and scheduling a complex project purpose. See here in this diagram. Here, there is a market research. This is the first activity. This activity start at 16 August and end at 30 August. So they show by using horizontal bar chart is there. They mention start and end date of particular activity. Second activity specification. So this activity start at 30 August and end at 13 September in this way. So similarly all these activities have performed and their start date and end date have mentioned. They also mention dependencies. See here. Suppose design. This design phase has started 27 September end at 11 October. But at the same time in between that development also have started, right? So this is a dependency. So basically is visualize the progress of project, their start and end date and complete deadline of particular project. Means project have started at 16 August and end at 22 November, right? So this is called as Gantt chart. The next technique is the task list. So task list is a very simplest project scheduling technique. They created by using word processor and Excel or spreadsheet software. See here in this diagram. So basically they create all this information in tabular format. First there is a project name, there is a task. For example, this is a project 1. There are 2 tasks like task 1, task 2. So task 1 having the highest priority, for development purpose and task 2 having medium priority. Then their start date, plan date, actual date, and how many percent work have completed, like 50% task have completed, this is the 100% task is completed, and this information shown in graphical format in this way. So this is called as task list. Now, the next technique is fast tracking and crashing. So basically, fast tracking means for completing your project within a deadline. For that purpose, some work simultaneously have occurred or sometimes overlapping is there. Just take an example. In software development project, designing and development, these two phases occur parallelly. First, designer design a essential features which is ready and after that approved by the customer and sent to the development team. And development team start their development work. But meanwhile, designer team work on another remaining elements. See here in this diagram. So first is the A means design phase, and after some designing have completed, development have started here. Now development have worked here. So this is called as fast tracking. Parallelly some phases have occurred. Now next one is a crashing. So crashing means more than one resources are used in particular project for completing a particular project on schedule within a deadline. For example, see here in this diagram. This is a particular design phase and this is a development phase. So there is a more than one employee is required for completing a particular phase. So add more developer in project, paying overtime to the employee. So this thing only possible when it fits your project budget. So this is called as crashing. Add more resources for completing your project within a deadline. Now, as per your previous year question paper, these all questions is important. Like what is meant by project scheduling, their importance, explain reason for cause of schedule conflicts for 8 marks. Then what is project scheduling, their principles for 7 marks. Short note on scheduling for 6 marks. Here you have to mention scheduling, their principles, their importance and their techniques. Then what is task list in project scheduling, explain with examples. So you have to prepare this topic completely. Thank
So
you. Keep learning.